Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Alright, so I just did something else to the CTS. It's on the back of it, and I'm going to show it to you at the end of the video. But through the video, I'm going to show you what I did to get it done. But why don't you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can check out some of my YouTube videos for working on the CTS. I just did, in the interior, I just put in this racing harness bar and the racing harness itself. I'm going to be installing one over on the passenger side as well. So if you'd like to see how that was done, definitely go ahead and check that out. What's coming down the pipeline, I'm going to be putting a carbon fiber steering wheel on. I'm also going to be doing an air ride system on here, full air ride. I'm bagging this puppy, and I'm going to do a video on that one. So hit that subscribe button so you can check that out. But for now, I want you to sit back, watch the video of what I did to the back of the CTS. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in the last video, we went through putting on this hexagon pattern back here on the back half of the CTS. And today, we're going to be installing this carbon fiber rear diffuser that goes on the back of the car underneath. Most of it won't be seen. This beautiful carbon fiber won't be seen, but I wanted it. There's a snowstorm going on outside right now, so we're definitely not going to be outside. So we're in the garage, and we're going to climb up underneath the CTS and see how it looks. All right, so my next plan, as I talked about earlier, is to take some of this pond expanding foam. It's more waterproof, which would be perfect for filling in these voids here. This little divot down here, and the same over here as well, to just reduce all that extra water and debris that it would naturally pick up by being up underneath there, and to prevent it from being a wind seal too. And then also too, I picked these up here, these rods. So, and some of these right here, which are like for doing a, what do you want to call that? Your muffler straps. What I want to do is the back half back here don't really have any type of way to mount it. And when I was underneath, I saw some good spots up higher. So what I ordered out some stuff that BMW uses for their spoilers and stuff to put them on. And it's a really strong glue. So I'm going to end up gluing these on here in particular spots and having enough where I can mount it up. These right here, these rods are going to be more down along around this end over here, and over here on this end as well, and bent upward because there's a couple of what do you want to call those muffler hangers up top that I can put the other end of the rod in to help hold it up. So that's my plan. When you're using this expanding foam, you don't want to just put a whole lot of in there. You want it to blow out your carbon fiber. You want to give it a chance to expand. So just put a bit up in there and then go on to the next spot. Give it a little chance to expand. All right, so now that I've sprayed in all the foam and it's all hardened up into the cavities to prevent water and wind from getting up in there, now I'm going to move on to the next part, which is to add some points where I can actually mount this up underneath there to give it some structural strength underneath, you know, as far as the wind won't blow it off. So for right now, the only points that we know of for mounting this is here and here. But what I want to do is take the good stuff, the actual 3M tape. Don't get any of that cheap non-name brand, but get some 3M tape. I got 1 inch wide here, and I'm going to put it up in here. The same over there. I'll hit up these 2 spots here, and I want to do these side points over here and over here as well. So let me go ahead and do that first. And what I did take some rubbing alcohol, and I cleaned off those areas over there that I'm going to be putting this on in preparation. All right, so that's the 3M part. I may come back and put some down along here too. I'm not sure exactly how much of this actually contacts the rear bumper. This part up here does, definitely the edge, but this part I'm not really 100% sure. Oh, before I forget, another thing I may want to do too as well is maybe drill a hole here, or maybe just do one here or here, depending on where it's less visible. This in case any moist water does get up in here, it's probably going to sheath on down from here, from down there into this pan up in this section. And let's see here, actually this part would be higher, this part may be lower. So whichever one is the lowest end, the lowest point, I may want to put 1 or 2 drill holes. Hopefully it's on this back half because this is underneath. Then I can put 2 drill holes here so the water sheets up into this area, rolls down here, and then has a point to drain out. So I may be considering doing that as well, but I'll make that decision once I have it mounted. The next point is that double-sided tape, 3M or not, isn't going to be enough. We need some stronger things, and that's where these are going to come into play, and these rods right here. These come in a row. These are two separate rows. They're usually used for hanging, say, your exhaust mufflers, your exhaust pipes up underneath. What I want to do is I want to put them in 4 different spots on here. I want to have it glued down on here. That way I'll have this excess up here to mount underneath, because what's underneath is really just where the pan for the spare tire is at, or would be. And so it'll be a great mounting point to do some self-tapping screws right up into that area to hold it on. So I want to do that. And I also want to do these in here. I'll probably have them glued up in here in this section over here. And that way I can still fold this part up, this part right here up, when I'm ready to be able to stick it into those sections where the current existing muffler hangers are at there. So I want to do one for this side, and I want to do another one for this side over here. Now, to help keep these down, I picked up this product here, Sikaflex, if that's the right way to say it, number 252. It has to be 252. There's a product out there called I think it's Beta Link K1, and it's by BMW. That's also a great product, but it's really expensive. I've used that to put spoilers on back of cars where you weren't going to drill into them. You just wanted to be held on by something. So it's very strong stuff. But this stuff's supposed to be another good, strong product. I believe BMW used this product too, but it's really thick and heavy. So you really have to have a good caulking gun, probably one of those power guns. I have my little cheap one here, so I don't know how well this is going to do with this very thick stuff. It comes with, once you cut it open, it comes with that to be able to squeeze it out. But I hear this stuff is very, very thick, so hopefully my little cheap gun can do the job. So let's get started on that. Do is I have a couple of pieces of tape, and the reason I have that is because, say, this is going to be the part that's going to be mounted down on here. I'll have it, say, the first one will be, say, right here. Figuring the pipes are running right here along this way, I want to put it as far out of the way as possible. So I'll put one here and one on the back end back here to be able to hold it down while the stuff dries. Okay, I can even get that out of the way a bit. And so, and what's great about it having these holes in there, besides from putting the stuff underneath there, it'll ooze through the holes and be on top and be a good bonding to be able to hold it onto here. And this layer here is textured as well. So even more thing to help hold the product on here. All right, don't forget to pierce inside. Oops. Let me cut this tip off. It's a very small tip. So I'm going to cut a lot of that off because I want a lot to come out at a time. Take a plastic spoon to help me out here. Very thick stuff. and set in it. And so, you know, the tape wasn't necessary. This stuff is so thick that it holds it and grips it right away. So the tape isn't necessary. And so the stuff is so thick that it held the metal straps, no problem. The tape is pointless at this point. So just by putting it on there, sticking it into there, this stuff is really, really thick. So it held it up, and so yeah, forget about the tape part. All right, everyone. So this is where I'm going to leave it at now for today to let it dry. And then tomorrow, check on it. It should be nice and hard. Should have cured within the 24 hours. And then I think at that point, we are about ready to mount this puppy on into the car. All right, so I'm underneath now, starting to mount it. And there are two bolts that came down from up underneath here, the factory bolts. But with this right here being here, it was too short. So I took those out and replaced it with something longer. Of course, I'll cut that off. And the holes that they had on here didn't quite line up. So I had to elongate the one over there, and I had to drill a second hole over here. Fitment isn't spot on. Like for instance here, I would expect for the body line to probably be more down here, more in line with how it is over here, but it's up here over here, but then down here is lower. Another thing is that this part right here ends right about where the carbon fiber begins. Bring a little light over here. So the double-sided tape I have down here won't be doing any good. Over on the other side is complete miss. Here you may have a 1/4 of an inch maybe still going in there, but even with that, getting it close to that isn't, double-sided tape just really isn't going to work on this. So my straps underneath, I think those are going to help out, but as far as getting the closeness over here and getting better alignment of this part back here, it's going to require a bit finesse and work. You know, you don't want to be drilling all up in here and putting bolts all over the place, that's for sure. So I'm gonna keep at it and see what can I do to make it how I need it. All right, so as you can see, I have just pipes back here. I did the muffler delete. So those are custom pipes that's running there. So I'm not sure how it would have ran if it was the factory muffler up underneath here, but with these pipes, as you can see, I had to cut those 2 sections out right there in order, because it was pushing up against there. Under the car, and all the those straps that I set up earlier, I was able to use all of them. There was a spot for each one of them, which was great. I used self-tapping screws and got them all where I needed them to go. So as far as the back half, I feel pretty confident about that so far. As the part by the bumper now, I want to go back and deal with that now. All right, so it's all mounted up now. It's not going anywhere. This thing is about as solid as you get the way I have it mounted. I still have some refining to do, but as far as it being mounted, everything is up there solid. I'm not afraid of this now coming down at all. All right, here is the final end result. It's a little cloudy out today, so you don't get the full effect when the sun is hitting it. So if you guys hit that like button, and definitely hit that subscribe button as well. And thanks for watching.
Man, this shit done it big as the